Hi, YouTubers. It's Evan next video, so very important video now. So this is actually going to be a very damn important video. So I want to talk about 4 years on a gluten-free diet. So this past week, is 4 years I've been on the gluten-free diet. So this past Saturday marks 4 years on a gluten-free diet. January 23rd, 2021 is 4 years on the gluten-free diet for me. If you don't know, I went gluten-free back in 2017, January 23rd of 2017. Now, before I discuss the actual results, I want to talk about right now how this is not just a fad diet or like a choice I made. It's a mandatory diet. So there are some people that use gluten-free diets to like lose weight, like they use like the Atkins diet, the South Beach diet, the Paleo diet. They say, oh, this is a great way to lose weight. It's a fatty diet. Like a fad or like a promotion diet. This is a mandatory diet. I have celiac disease, and therefore it's not an option to me. It's a mandatory diet, and my doctor, nice big ass doctor like the big ass cigar, says, Evan, you have to follow this diet. It's not just like a fad. This is a mandatory diet. So, and celiac disease is basically an autoimmune disease where you're like Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis or lupus or MS, where your small intestine will attack itself if it detects a foreign antibody, in this case gluten, wheat, barley, or rye, such as cookies, pasta, cakes, brownies, etc., etc., and will basically eat away at itself. And over time, it can lead to things such as osteoporosis, infertility, mostly in women, and also long-term potentially cancer. So it's very, very, very serious. It's not like just like an intolerance, like a lactose intolerance, where it's like a little bit of irritation, a little bit of a sick stomach. This is actually a very, very serious disorder. So you definitely want to, if you're diagnosed, and the way to be diagnosed is either through a blood test or endoscopy, you want to follow this diet. Now, in terms of benefits, now most people who have celiac disease notice external symptoms such as cramping, bloating, pain, diarrhea, gas, that kind of stuff. But for me, I don't notice any external symptoms. However, I still get the internal results, which is basically when I eat cookies, bread, pasta with wheat, barley, or rye, it basically eats away in my small intestine. So there's no external symptoms. What is the biggest benefit I've noticed on the diet is long term, I can really sleep well at night knowing that I'm not doing damage to my small intestine. It's kind of like saying, okay, I quit smoking cigarettes. Now I know that my lungs, my mouth, my heart, my cardiovascular system, my respiratory system is healing. So that's really the benefit. There aren't really a whole lot of external benefits, like, I don't feel like, not sick to my stomach. I don't feel like, wow, like I feel like really good. I think in terms of mentally feeling well, like my doctor was saying, oh, you're going to feel like really mentally good on the diet. I think feeling mentally good, that's more related to me going back on my medication a couple of years ago, my medication for my bipolar a couple of years ago. That's more related to that. But in terms of the actual benefits in the diet, the biggest benefit is sleeping well at night with a clean conscience, knowing that I'm not doing internal damage. Now, there are some people who might criticize me and say, well, smoking SC, don't you realize you're not following the diet to a T? And by that I mean, even though I follow a gluten-free diet, I still go out to restaurants. And the thing about restaurants is there's nothing wrong about that, is unfortunately any place that's not allergen free, they cannot guarantee the food to be allergen free, meaning the food may be cross-contaminated. So there are some people who follow a celiac gluten-free diet and will never go out to a restaurant in their life out of fear that the food might be cross-contaminated. And cross-contamination is unbelievably fucking common. I mean, it's unfucking believably common. So there is no way to prevent it. And so there are some people who would criticize me and saying, well, you're not really following the diet because you're going out and you're having like gluten-free pizza that's prepared in a shared pizza parlor, or a hamburger that's on a gluten-free bun that's cooked on the same stove as regular buns, like regular burgers, nice big ass burgers like the big ass cigar. So and I know myself, I am not reacting to trace levels of gluten. There are people who have celiac disease who can safely consume a very, 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 very small amount of gluten. And I've had my gluten antibodies tested 4 times over the past 4 years, and every single time they have come back normal. So if I was eating trace levels amounts of gluten, it would have shown up via blood work. Also, I had an endoscopy back in 2017, and that came back clean. So the point I'm trying to make is, while I am taking a risk, a gamble, by eating at a pizza place or a fast food place, whatever, that kind of crap, that kind of shit, I am still, it's still apparently not doing any damage because it would have shown up on blood work. And all my doctors say this is the right choice for me. I mean, you've seen the vlogs, you've seen the shit. It's like, you've seen the shit. It's like, there's so much, everyone says it's the right choice for me. This is the right choice long term, because long term, you don't follow this diet, you can end up with some pretty serious health problems. Same thing as somebody who smokes a pack a day of cigarettes, you can end up with some pretty serious, freaking health problems. Anyway, that's about it. So I'm happy that the diet long term, and yeah. So anyway, pretty freaking cool. Bye.